dear friends, I'm Nick. I'm your host here in our studio at Balkan Sunrise. And today we have an important topic. And I love this topic because I believe it's so important. We'll speak about art, culture. And when I'm thinking about culture, art, events, it's coming to my mind one name. And that name is Iris Canaj. Iris,
Not only my name, I think.
Iris, welcome in our studio.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a nice place here. And it's good to be here.
We met each other a few years ago to one of the events, and I saw your passion for culture, tradition, arts.
I think I was born this way.
That's a good one.
I couldn't articulate when I was very young, but still I wanted to organize things in our families. And it started like this, I think, for every child. But when you grow up, most of the community and stuff, whoever is surrounding you, maybe they tell you what to do, where to do it, and how to do it. And most of the times we have this tendency, let's say, to put the people into the frames that we already know, let's say, to protect them and also to create a comfort zone for them. But on the other hand, we need to try new things, I think, when we are young and when we are children, on the other hand. So I was trying to do like, I don't know how it's called, I was the senator of the class, like the person who organizes everything and stuff for the class, and this kind of relation, the bridge, let's say, between teachers and students and pupils. And I was mostly all the time organizing things, and I never thought that I could have talent for acting. And I sang in that period of time. I danced a bit, of course, but I couldn't believe that I could act. And on the other side, I also wrote some poetries and stuff, but for all the things I was an extrovert person, but for writing I was an introvert person. So
Wow.
I didn't want others to read what I wrote. So I started, one day, my professor told me that you should go at the bibliothèque. We have a meeting there. And I thought it was a meeting to organize something. And there it was an audition, in fact. Audition for a theater play that they could put on stage. It was a professor from University of Arts who came, Mirai Jata. And it was an art piece, let's say, a theater play written from Zayn Velcha, rest in peace now. And they were looking for people who can be part of this theater play. And in that period of time, I just read, but I had this kind of logic when I read something, and I put, let's say, the pause and stuff where it's needed, and not has this, we call it cantilene, when we sing the part of the story, but I didn't have it. And I wasn't conscious that I didn't have it, the thing. And I got the role. We did some plays, not only in Tirana, but even in other cities. And when I first went on the stage, let's say, acting, I felt something different. And I tried to observe myself. What was that? Why do I want it? How do I want it? And stuff. And when I've repeated it a lot of time, because I think that it's a small thing, but it really remains in my mind as a memory, but also to create the path that I followed later. I cried after the play, after the premiere. And in 6 years that I had all my friends on the class, let's say, and I still have my best friends from that period of time, they never saw me crying. And for them, it was like something surprise. And I started, as I mentioned, to observe myself. Why did I cry? What did I feel?
You feel like inside of you it was a passion for art,
it
for
was
culture,
something
for
that
acting.
I really enjoyed the stage.
You
but
feel like you are in your skin.
I thought so.
Amazing. You are a teacher in the University of Art?
And Police University, and private and public universities.
Okay, that's amazing.
External lecturer, let's say.
How do you define culture? And then how do you define art?
I mean, in philosophy or in arts, or
what means for you culture?
Because when we say culture, most of the time we compare it with arts, but we don't have any person in the whole world without culture.
Everyone has a culture.
Of course, but it depends if you have culture into arts, or if you have culture, let's say, how to cook, or maybe how to eat healthy. Or
when you think Albanian culture, what do you understand through that?
Not only about the heritage and how we perceive and how we try to keep the tradition into generations. But it's also related with contemporary arts, and it's related with everything that we can keep it safe, let's say. But it's traditional, it's folk, it's dance, it's language, is
Music,
of
it's
course everything. But not only related with arts. That's why I mentioned we have arts, part of culture, but we also have culture, let's say, for sociology, or we have culture for laws, or we have culture for. It depends from the individual.
So it's the manifestation of a nation. You know, I'll say culture is something that defines a group, ethnic group. You have
If we
Albanians
talk in
like an ethnic
sociology,
group.
yes. We have a group, let's say, and we define, and also in anthropology, how we can define them from their culture.
And then the arts, it's a part of the culture. When you
Arts,
speak about
yeah.
arts, what you're speaking about? You're speaking about.
I have a quote, let's say,
Yes.
or if I can mention in this case, because if we love someone, we
Yes.
can't find the answers why we love him or her.
That's
So
interesting.
if we find the way why we love them, we already know how to exit. So that's why I can identify how we can put into the frames or into something like that the art, because it's something I love. And if I can clarify why I love it, or what do we understand with arts, I think we can find the way how to exit from it and don't want to go out from it, from loving it, you
That's
know?
interesting.
But on the other hand, arts is a soft power for everyone who has it. It's not only talent, it's of course work that we do, it's persistence, it's everyday life, it's the way of living. It's not something
It's
that you can
art.
do a fully job for 10 or 8 or 4 hours per day and you will finish with it. It's just like even when you sleep, you think about what you will do and how will you realize it and how will you produce it and how you will get inspired and stuff. It's not just something that, oh, I'm here and I was thinking about that and I just got amused and I will realize it. It's not like that, I think, in arts. It's a full-time job, but a way of living, not a full-time 40 hours per week.
We are coming to one of the projects that is very dear to your heart, and it's called DoArt.
Yeah.
Right? DoArt.
Yes, it has a bilingual meaning.
What
DoArt
means
in Albanian to
for-
love art, and in English
For
to do, to make it.
some people that they are locals, this is already known. But for some people that follow us, what is doing DoArt?
Legally is a NGO, like
Yes,
a
non-profit,
non-government,
yes.
non-profit organization or government organization. And it has started more than 8 years ago. With the belief that I thought, and I still believe and think, that art can improve ourselves, our lives. And we thought we are different, 6 people with different backgrounds in our life. For example, I've studied theater direction. My sister, who was also part of the board and co-founder, has studied architecture. One of the persons, Eni, has studied choreography and he's also a dancer. Eno has studied graphic design, but he's also a developer with applications and website and stuff. Alban has studied business management, but he's also a person who loves to play football and to do that's kind of with bicycle. He goes even abroad, not only in Albania. And we have Oriada, who has studied law, justice, but she used to play also as a DJ. So we thought every field of life needs to be understood better and easier for everyone through arts. And we thought even environment, even laws, even financial situations, and even not per itself, let's say that art, it functions only as art, but it's something as artivism. And at the beginning, I couldn't, let's say, articulate the word artivism as a name, let's say, or to put a tag, let's say, into this situation. But I thought that everyone should be activists in their everyday life for different things that they know better, let's say, and they want to improve those things. But on the other hand, if we can make these improvements through art, it's even better, with aesthetical touch, let's say, or with some colors or with some melodies and stuff. So, yeah.
You are a teacher. One of
theater
them is a lawyer.
Yeah.
The other one is like doing biking
different.
But
all of them has already a full-time job.
Yes,
So DoArt,
and then you
or DoArt,
bring
it's
them
not
together. You bring them together in order to bring a change through the art in the society, in the community?
Not only a change for art, but a change in itself, like for different fields of life, as I
Yes.
mentioned, like
Yes.
environment, like justice, like financial
This
situations,
is
like street art and stuff.
when we start Balkan Sunrise, we started in Romania, and we start with bringing a change on the medical field. So
Yeah,
we bring
even.
experts on the medical field that were doing a lot of trainings for Romanian students on the medical field, physicians, and then we expand in different areas, education and now here in culture. Myself, I believe in the art. I believe God has given to us creativity, that
Yes.
gifts that we have. I'm seeing changes coming, first of all, in our lives as individuals. I see the change as being a result of faith, as God is coming in the life of someone that transform his value, transform his view, transform his heart. And I see the gospel as being something that can change my life. But then it's definitely is not enough. We need to go forward and to embrace a lifestyle that will be based on freedom, and then also based on using what we have in us, what God given to us, for the better of the community.
Recently work that I'm doing now, DoArt, it's a bit in the shadow for the moment.
Okay.
But on the other hand, since that I'm a student of PhD now, on the second year, I'm trying to analyze the interventions, if we can call like that we have done through DoArt, and to understand why and the impact that they had in community. But first, maybe we need to understand the difference between audience and public and community, because when we talk about public and audience, it's just like something more general, but they come for a specific event and that's it. But general, I mean, when you talk to this target group. And when we talk about communities, we also have this kind of interventions, but also interactions with the people and the audiences, let's say. So that's why it's a trust between the performers and the organizers and the public or the audience, if you can call it like that. So since that you asked me about the culture and I mentioned heritage, most of the main events, let's say, or the main festival, that it's also made with our hearts, because I mentioned we are not full-time workers, let's say, at DoArt, since that we have something else to do and it's more like our passion. It's the Festival of Street Performers that we organize. The Festival of Street Performers was created because we wanted to bring attention into the cultural monument named Radio Tirana, which is at the Cavaia Street and Conturani Street, let's say. And it was left a building without a memory, let's say, and even without a tape written that this is a cultural monument, let's say, Radio Tirana. But it's really important, not only as a building, like in architecture situation, but as it has a meaning in historical way, because it was one of the third heroes in Europe to speak out loud in different languages, but also to create this kind of frequencies in Europe. So it's really important, and we need to be proud about that. It's not just something that we need to destroy. So we were thinking, after we did, let's say, a documentary, and after we did some publications, let's say, we thought that maybe the best thing to bring the attention into that situation, corner, street and stuff, it was to organize the Festival of Street Performers. So the biggest goal, let's say, was to bring attention into the heritage. So that's why we traveled in different areas, but also in different cities to organize it, to make it happen. And we involved multidisciplinary events there, which was mural arts, but not vandalism into the building, because it's a second category protected by by the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Sports nowadays, but in general, Ministry of Culture. So we had in the border, let's say, a mural to bring attention into that. It was a guy, knowing that it was shoot like the play that we had when we were younger, but it was with a mic of the radio there and some birds, so to speak about the freedom.
What is the topic of your PhD? You mentioned something.
Creative productions, mostly in public spaces and their relation with tourism and economy.
How do you feel the culture or the arts can bring the change in the society? How do you see it? What is eager for this young generation?
I think that we need to be more informed about the things that are happening. But if we have this kind of knowledge and we find the way how to become, of course, we are in democracy,
Yes.
and the freedom of speech or protest and stuff, it's of course allowed and more than welcomed. But on the other hand, we need to understand, and not only to do the rumor or to bring the intention only because, let's say.
Yes.
But we need for real to have, if we are fighting in a good way for a
Yes.
change, we need to bring into the table also the options.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what we propose for solution. Of course, I don't want water, I don't want tea, I don't want juice, I don't want beer, I don't want wine, but what do you want then?
Yes. Yes.
So it's just something that we need also to give some options. I mean, not to clarify that this is the only option, but we need to have possibilities. And that's why I think that to be more informed. So we know what's the problem, all of us, let's say, in our everyday life. It's not a problem only related into this topic for environment. It's not only for these days, it's not only for these years, but it's a long period of time. And I think that it's something that it was accumulated even before 90s. Even due to globalism, I think
Yes.
it's not only something happening only in Albania that people want change.
It's worldwide.
Everyone, they are traveling, we have immigrants, we have war, we have the
It's a
same
global
problems.
situation.
It's a global situation.
It's a global situation.
So
And,
maybe if it's needed a change, let's say, into the system, it's something that it will not come only or by Albanians or only in Albania.
if you look to the young students and if you have some advices for the young students regarding arts.
As I mentioned, I was a very good student in high school. I finished with very good remarks at Petronilo Arasi, a well-known high school here in Tirana. So everyone was saying, don't go at University of Arts because you can have another profession and you can do it from passion, let's say.
Yes.
Since that you love it and you can do it in your free time, let's say, work like as an actress or direct something and stuff. But I always think that if you go for something that you love and that you regret, it's better than don't do it at all and you regret for the entire life that you haven't done it. So maybe it's better to find what you love and then let it kill you, but still find what you love. And with profession, it's something you should fall in love with. Because
I love that. With profession, it's something that you should fall in love with.
of course, nowadays I confront with a lot of people who says that, oh, my job is boring, your job is fun, I want to do your job and stuff. But it's our decision to have this or another profession. So if you are, let's say, bored with the work that you do, you are fooling yourself. We have only one life. So it's our
Clear.
precious time. So if we don't do what we do, like no anarchy, I mean, what we do,
Yes,
like
yes.
keeping also and respecting the space of the others and not violence and stuff. I'm
Yeah.
against it. But I
Yeah.
mean, what you really love to do, and also helping not only yourself but also the others, I think that you are wasting your life at the end. So it's better to quit the job that you are doing now and find something else than to do something just to pass the time, let's say. And
know,
even for youth, I think just to think even for more than
After
2
I
years.
finished my high school, I knew a school in a different city. It was a Bible school, and I wanted so much to go there and to do that. And I say to my mother, "I'm going to Constanza," and she says, "What you gonna do there? How you gonna work?" I say, "I don't know. I'm going," and I had 50 euro.
And how old were you?
I was 19,
19, okay.
and I moved.
Adult.
And I moved, and it was
Yeah,
a hard time, but it was the best decision I ever done in my life. It was moving and trying something new and exploring something new, and it was amazing. I met so many amazing people on that place. I make so many friends that even today they are my friends.
If I can analyze it,
Please.
it's very good that you also had courage to do it. But on the other hand, it's just like you understand better yourself when you face different situations in your life.
Yes,
We are not like trees that we have roots and we are just like this and we don't change in our everyday life, or I'm like that, I'm 33 and I can't change now. we are in our everyday life, we are changing because we adapt with the situations that we are part of, with circumstances, with people we meet and stuff. So everything is developing us. So that's why we need different experiences, let's say, to understand better ourselves. And this gives us very good messages to explore more and to have this kind of, and on the other hand, you have something to tell, you know.
Yeah. What the young people they want during these times regarding the arts?
As part of creative industries agency,
Yes.
I'm reading a lot of stuff, and I'm in touch with a lot of students and even children, or even children who are very young that are in kindergarten, to understand what their passion is, but not only as a passion, but also as a profession. And when we talk about art, most of the mentalities are like, you will die hungry. You will not have enough money or to do, not a luxury life, but even a sustainable life if we study arts. But on the other hand, if we see what creative industries does into the economy of a country, it's just like more than 14% of the GDP in countries that are surrounding us in Albania that have measured that, let's say. So it comes from, creative industries. And when we say about creative industries, we mention not only music, not only concerts, not only festivals, but even artisanat it's part of, architecture it's part of, media and technology it's part of. And it's developing faster that we can really achieve it, let's say, or understand it. So it's the profession not for the future, it's the profession of the present. And we need to understand the values that it has. You mentioned that it's a gift from God if you're talented or not. But one of the artists had mentioned that every child was born as an artist, but the problem or the challenge is how to remain artist even when we grow up. So I think
that creativity.
Of course, don't kill that, but the art as was born, let's say, at the same period of time or in parallel with humanity. Because it was a need, not a luxury. It was a need to communicate with each other, and that's why they did mimesis to communicate also with animals and to protect themselves. That's why they did paintings to understand how they go for hunting and what have they seen with each other. So even before language, it has started communicating through arts, let's say, spoken and written language, let's say. So we have the potteries left. So we have the archaeological stuff that they already find out from the past. It's like a piece of art. So it's not something that artificial intelligence or technology will risk it, or we consider it as a threat. But we should collaborate with it and walk in the same path, let's say, and to follow up this kind of improvement that it has day by day. But I think that since it started with humanity, it will die with that. So as long as we have humanity, we'll have art. So it's just not something that we will die from hungry. I think that no one can die because of the bread or the food that they have in their stomach, but everyone can die if they don't fulfill their self or their soul with good energy, with good people surrounding them, and also with those applauses that artists believe so much and they are triggered to have. So I think that the future is going to be even better because it's something it has created now in Tirana, but also in Albania. And I may think that time by time it will create its sustainability to have a long life and a better life even for next generations.
Thank you so much, Iris. This it was very complex answer, and as well, if I understood something very important, is that the creative arts is not about the future; it's about the presence, and then this it's a need. It's not a luxury, it's a need that people can communicate to each other, and then it's so much connected to humanity, and as well it's connected with each of us. And then in the same time, as I mentioned, it's a gift that God has given to us, a creativity that we can just explore that and use that in the benefit of the community and as well for others. Iris, thank you so much for being here with us.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.